So welcome to the Sound Cancel Garageband Galaxy, we're calling it. It's just a series of instructional videos on how to use the wonderful Garageband package. I'm going to start loading Garageband here. I have it on my dock. Just a single click when it's in the dock will load Garageband into the memory. And once Garageband loads, we get presented with this initial dashboard of how to choose a project. Now there are a number of presets, templates, called the keyboard collection, the amp collection, the voice collection, the hip hop, etc. To be honest, I think in the early stages of utilising GarageBand, you're much better off using Empty Project and learning how to build projects and create instruments. It's a very simple process. It's not going to take too long. So I have Empty Project highlighted here. I can click on the big plus sign there, or I can hit choose, or if I ever see anything that's in blue like that, that means I can hit return and it will do that for me. So I'm just going to hit return. I've chosen an empty project, and we then get presented with this screen. Now this screen is the initial choosing a track type, and we've got different types of track: audio tracks with microphones, audio tracks with what's called DI, more about that in the classroom, and this one here is a software instrument. Now I'm just going to start messing around composing something just with a few tracks, so I'm going to select a software instrument first. So again, I can double click on that, or I can click on create, because that is the highlighted device at the moment. So if I quick tap on that, and that will load a software instrument. Now these are instruments that are inside the memory of GarageBand, so we don't have to be connected to external devices or pieces of software. All the sounds come from inside your Macintosh, which is pretty wonderful, and they're adaptable as well. Down here in the bottom right hand corner here, we've got the controls that will actually let us change the timbral qualities, the tonal qualities of the sounds. This is our track window here, and this is where all the information about the tracks and the blocks we're going to create, called regions, are going to build up. And along the top here you can see the bar line, the bar counter. We can zoom in and out of that utilising this little device here. We can zoom in or zoom out. That's me zoomed out. So we can actually see 21 bars on the screen at the moment. At the top, we'll talk about these in a second, but these are our main transport functions here. So rewind, fast forward, stop, play, record, and this cycle function, which is going to become very useful as well. We also have the counter. And I'm setting this up to count in bars and beats, so we can change it to minutes and seconds, or a thing called SMPTE if we need to. Tempo is here as well. We can adjust the tempo by clicking there and pushing the mouse up, or dragging it down, or just holding down with a thumb on the trackpad and then dragging your finger up and down the trackpad to change the tempo. I'll go with 120 beats per minute at the moment. Also, this is a testimony to how clever GarageBand is, because as we play chords, etc., they're going to appear here. I'm also going to stick with 4/4, which is the default time signature at the moment. If I want to change any of these things, click on that, and we can change it to beats and time, or we can change it to time all on its own. But when we're working in music, I think beats and project is one of the best things that we can use. Over here, a couple of little tools. The important ones at this stage, and we're going to make a recording of the two purple buttons here. First of all, this is a count in, the 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll count in 1, 2, 3, 4 just before it starts recording. And the metronome button. Obviously, we want to hear that so we can actually play along in time with the internal clock of the computer. We'll come to that again later. We also have a tuning fork, and we can actually assign that to give us tuning tones. There's a main master output volume here. I'll show you that workings of that later as well. And over here we've got some media buttons that mean we can import things that have been pre-prepared for us, and also we can make notes. That's the notes pad there, the loops, and the other media browser for other things like pictures and videos to import into a project. Over here we've got our drawers, I call them, and the first one is the library, and the library is really important because this is how we're going to change sounds. Now by default, GarageBand will come up with this electric piano sound. Like that. Okay, that's a Rhodes electric piano sound. Rhodes devised in the 60s as an alternative to pianos because they were too heavy to take on the road. So the Rhodes has become a very idiosyncratic sound of pop, funk and soul music in particular. If I want to change that, if I want just a normal piano over here in the library, if I click on piano, then I have the Steinway Grand as an option. So now So we now got a grand piano sound, but it's very simple to see how we can navigate the sounds over here. If I want something, a synthesizer sound, a very brassy synthesizer sound, bright synth brass, we now have a bit of Van Halen there for you. We can come back as well. If we come out of the library here, we can zip back and forward. Probably some of the most important instruments in the library are going to be our drum kits, and I've got several drum kits to choose from here. Now, having chosen a drum kit, that now means when I play the keys, I've got drum sounds. This means I'm going to play in the drum sounds. Now, we're going to look at that in the next video. We'll just want to learn how to navigate around things at this stage. Okay? So yeah, and I can change any of these drum kits here. There's a Manchester one. You can hear the sound of them changes slightly in the snare. We can turn that off, and we can make it quieter or louder, very, very simply. So we've actually got a whole load of control down here in the control section. We're going to learn an awful lot more about this section down at the bottom of the screen later. A wee Motown sound, here we go. Okay, that's got a nice built-in spring reverb on that altogether already. Also, lots of nice guitar sounds. Monophonic one there, okay, and then electric guitars, all sorts of things. We go to the orchestral section. You can see we have a nice French horn solo, okay, and various others in there. The harp, which is rather lovely. Oops, it's not the harp sound. There we go. And you see how easy it is just to select any of the sounds. If I want to go back to the main directory, I just slip back there. Okay, so that's a basic overview. The next video we're going to start recording some drums. So I'll just go back to drums and I'll choose the Portland sound. Okay.